Okay, y'all. So IGN posted gameplay of not really game, well, a preview of Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and I'm excited for this game. Like, I've never been more excited for a racing game. So let's see what IGN has to say about the game, you know? And also, I just want to see more of the game, so let's go. And know more about it. Let's go.
Let's get the comparisons out of the way first. Sonic Racing Crossworlds feels closer to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed era of games as opposed to the more recent Team Sonic Racing, but has taken advantage of the enhancements that Team Sonic Racing brought to the table. While I've enjoyed both,
that's actually pretty good.
The mechanic of building a team to work together to coordinate.
I'm actually glad it feels more like Transformed than TSR, because I think Transformed was actually like the pinnacle peak of Sonic Racing, aside from Riders. When it comes to the car racing, at least.
Racing and drift lines is gone. Instead, Crossworlds goes back to the Mario
this is
Kart
Metal Harbor
themselves format. Like Mario Kart, it shares some similarities from the items on the course.
Oh my god, the tricks looking crazy.
However, while it shares some DNA, Sonic Racing Crossworlds evolves beyond what we've gotten from its now 11-year-old competitor.
Ooh.
Now, one area that Crossworlds may come up short in compared to Team Sonic.
You see how my bow's over here spazzing out? Oh, if the tricks are like that with the extreme gear, oh, this is going to be like some Sonic Riders type trick level. Oh, Sega, they know what they're doing. They know we want the trick system of Riders 1 back, and they're giving it to us with cars.
We've gotten from its now 11-year-old competitor. Now, one area that Crossworlds may come up
but
short
seeing a car spaz out like every direction is kind of funny.
Adventure mode, but this was an early look, so that might be one of the many reveals that the team is saving for later.
Okay, preview. Oh my god, Knuckles. Oh my god.
Elements mimic its competitors. The green and red rocket powered gloves bounce off walls or home in on opponents, being the most one-to-one example to the shells in Mario Kart. And with customizable car parts and wheels like we got in 8, there is still enough here to help Crossworlds stand apart from the crowd.
Okay.
Plenty of the elements core to Sonic games, such as the very.
Okay, so showing us some of the items, and right there, Knuckles. This are like 2 rings right there. Can you like choose which world you want to go to next? What world is that to the left? Hold up. To the right with the pirate.
Crossworlds.
Is that space?
Plenty of the elements core to Sonic games, such as the various Wisp power-ups like Drill and Tornado, knock other racers away and defend you from incoming attacks. There were also magnets you could throw out as hazards, which pull enemies towards them if they get too close, and the ultimate rubber band item to help those in lower positions catch up, the Monster Truck, which turns your car into a massive monster truck, knocks enemies away, and allows you to drive over all terrains without
big tank.
The item Sonic Racing Crossworlds is all about, well, crossing worlds, with each race separated into the traditional 3 laps. Still, each lap feels different thanks to the marquee Crossworlds mechanic. At the end of the first lap, whoever is leading the pack will determine which course the second lap will take by driving through 2 giant travel rings that transport everyone seamlessly once they arrive at that point. The option.
So can like every racer like choose what world they want to go to, or is it like everyone has to go to the same thing? And oh my god, Metal Harbor. Oh my god.
For these are randomized, and sometimes one of the options itself is a randomizer, so not even the leader
it's random
to expect if they choose it. During my demo time,
let me see this world. Let me see this world. Come on.
Dinosaurs, pirates, or
most of the lap in a this is so cool.
That I'll get to later. There are also modifiers for the second stage called Frenzy that will alter the lap, such as using boost gates along the entire lap, or granting a maximum boost gauge after drifting for only a split second, and making the whole lap feel like I was back in the days of the snaking that plagued and ruined Mario Kart DS. Thankfully, Frenzy modifiers are random, and across my 15 or so.
It's crazy how they can just compare everything to Mario Kart as if Mario Kart is like the best racing game ever. It is. It actually is, though.
So races, the instant boost frenzy only happened once, so I'm not worried at all about it becoming an issue in Crossworlds. After finishing the second lap, another transport ring seamlessly sends players back to the original course, but with some minor but effective changes to the course layout in key areas. Courses like Metal Harbor evolve, where you have to drive around the outside of a rocket launch pad on lap 1, but on lap 3 the rocket is launched as it did in Sonic Adventure 2, replacing it with a steep half-pipe ramp that allows players to perform as many air tricks as possible to get a considerable speed boost when landing on the opposite side. And that's just one example. In another course with water segments, I saw gates open, allowing access to shortcuts or supercharged item boxes with a higher chance of granting better.
Yeah, you gotta have like if it's a Sonic racing game, you gotta have Seaside Hill, because Seaside Hill is basically man stuttered. Seaside Hill is basically the Green Hill Zone of all the Sonic racing games.
Items. Crossworlds is also hiding shortcuts around the map, as well as shortcut rings that activate on the final
But this
lap
looks
that
new
will
though.
temporarily send me to another world. These secret rings are powerful shortcuts. They extended my lead in races or helped me catch up, and made it more challenging for other racers to target me with.
The heck was Knuckles doing there? Like, wait. What was my boy doing with that trick?
Extended my lead in races or helped me catch up, and made it more challenging for other racers.
My bro is feeling it now. He can't take it.
Causing these rings to appear as I race, but they were
all right, Knuckles, calm down. You're doing too much.
Like the Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform games, portions of laps or sometimes entire laps place you in a plane or boat instead of a car. All of
I
these
love
vehicles
these
have a unique
tricks.
identity, and while they share similarities, they have mechanics to help them stand out from one another. In addition to the standard drift mechanic you get in a car, when you transform into a boat, you have a charge mechanic that jumps it out of the water, giving another opportunity to perform air tricks for speed boosts, which can help you.
Okay, so that's how I do all the tricks in the water.
Or being tagged by an enemy's attack. While planes offer more routes than the other vehicles, they do so only if you spot the alternate paths, like a chain of boost gates underneath the road on Magma Planet, where you need to dodge waves of magma to maximize the plane's advantage. The variety of vehicles and paths gave me nostalgic notes of figuring out the best routes based on the vehicle I was in, like I did in Diddy Kong Racing from my Nintendo 64 days, but with all the updates to the formula you would hope for in a game released nearly 2 decades later. While I was playing, I spotted some incredible inclusions spanning multiple generations that longtime fans of Sonic will be excited about. The roster of characters shown so far ranged from the expected heroes and regular all-stars Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, to less frequently playable characters like Cream, Omega, and even Zaz from Lost World. The
Zaz?
The wheel also has unique stats that will affect.
That's right. At this point, why didn't they just put like all of the Deadly Six in this game? But also though, I'm glad they expanded the roster from TSR, because TSR only had like freaking like, I don't know, like what 16 characters, 8 characters, 9 characters? I don't know. I just know it was not. I just know the character in that game was just not a lot. I haven't played TSR in a long time, nor have I ever beat the game neither, to be honest.
Affect how they drive each car, and even rivals like Sonic and Shadow have similar yet different stats, such as one having more speed while the other having more power or boost.
Makes
Vehicles
sense.
fall into 4 classes: speed, acceleration, handling, and power, all of which have high stats in the matching category with the looks to match it, and I could quickly feel the change in my car as I swapped between them. When racing in my power vehicle, which I had customized to look like a bulldozer, I felt thematically appropriate as I
okay, so this game will have vehicle customizations.
Giving myself a speed boost thanks to some gadgets I had installed, which I will also get to in a bit. Characters and types of cars have the most significant impact on your vehicle's stats, which you can then modify by changing individual car parts like the wheels and more. I picked my favorite Shadow and raced in 3 of the 4 vehicle types, all of which worked well enough to where I finished in first place for 75% of my races and top 5 in all the rest, except for one where a well-timed hit me and caused me to miss a ramp and fall off the map in the final stretch of a race. We've all been there. Along with changing out of parts for stats, you can also deck out your car with decals and change the colors and materials to your heart's content. Combining your character with car customization allows you to make your vehicle your own. The last bit of customization comes from another mechanic called the Gadget Panel. It's a powerful tool for changing how people race, granting abilities like an increased chance of getting certain items, adding a 4th level to the drift boost gauge, or granting you rings for.
I don't know why. I'm just really into hearing about these customizations.
Costs anywhere from 1 to 3 slots, and your panel to install them consists of 2 rows of 3 for a maximum of 6 slots. I started with only 2 slots, but after a few hours of racing, I increased this to 5, giving me more options to slot in new abilities that changed how I approached races. Early on, I had opted for an ability that allowed me to grab rings from a greater range, which took up a single slot, but later on I swapped to a pair of 2-slot abilities that would give me a boost when colliding with other racers, while also stealing 10 rings from them to help me reach my top speed sooner, and also slowing down
so collect the rings, helps you get more speed.
And unfortunately for me, they caught on to my antics thanks to the ability to see other racers' builds before a race, and shortly after implementing that strategy, nearly everyone else copied it, plunging our races into chaos like a 12-player.
Oh, that kind of unfortunate. So like before you start a race with someone online, they can like see your build and like just see all your gimmicks. It's kind of wild, actually.
Game of bumper cars. Needless to say, this was a ton of fun as we all kept trying to ram into each other to get out in front of the pack. Even though it was just a short test drive with my favorite hedgehogs and friends, I am eager to see what else hasn't yet been revealed. The racing felt snappy and responsive, and each car customization operated as I expected. I felt like a superstar hitting enemies with well-timed items I unleashed, and the new Crossworlds mechanic was a blast, allowing me to learn courses while keeping each race feeling fresh, as I never knew what to expect on the second lap of every race. There's a lot more left to learn about Sonic's latest racer, but so far, so good. For more on Sonic Racing Crossworlds, don't miss the announcement.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This game is looking good so far. But I want to know more about this Scream Gear. Like, how does this, like, monster truck and flying mechanic gonna work for these Scream Gears? I mean, a Scream Gears are literally just hoverboards, so they can just fly anyway. But, like, I wonder, can you use cars and a Scream Gear at the same time? And how does customizing the Scream Gears work? Like, oh, does every character have, like, their own, like, Scream Gear that's, like, to them? Or is it just gonna be random gears that just don't make no sense? Like, is Sonic finna have, like, his Blue Star gear back? Freaking, what version would it be now? What, Blue Star 4 now or something? And, like, and if every character does have their own, like, specific gear made customly for them, if you wonder what kind of gear would Sage have, like, bruh, is she gonna, like, massacre Ryvern and just turn him into an Scream Gear? I feel like if they turn Giganto to a car, they would turn Ryvern into an Scream Gear, and that would actually be funny. Tapeworm boss, bruh, he would actually be a perfect use for the Scream Gear. And I also hope they have some DLC levels and stuff in the game, because, like, you know what would really make me happy? What if they made Sunset Heights a level in this game? You know what? Why not? Put Sunset Heights in everything. Give me Sunset Heights as a level in this game. Give me one island from Sonic Frontiers as a level in this game. Preferably Chaos or Chronos. Because, but that's just wishful thinking. All the things I said are just extremely wishful thinking. And if any one of the things I said just happens, I will probably go crazy. Especially if they announce Sunset Heights as a level. And why not put Classic Sonic in this game? I'm just kidding. Even though they might actually do it. Anyway, thank you all for watching to this point. If you have, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah.